Good afternoon, everybody.
President Barack Obama says America must be linked to the Asia-Pacific.
The Asia-Pacific is absolutely critical to promoting security, prosperity, and human dignity around the world. That's why I've devoted so much of my foreign policy to deepening America's engagement with this region.
In a bid to solidify the U.S. as a leader there, Obama has hosted regional leaders at the White House and met with others during multiple trips to the region. But the U.S. goal to create a peaceful and prosperous Asia-Pacific also hinges on Congress and whether it will ratify the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement in 2016. The massive trade deal faces tough opposition. Analyst Christopher Johnson.
In most parts of Asia, economics is security.
Maritime disputes in the South China Sea will also continue to be a challenge, says analyst Mark Noland.
China's territorial claims and other actions have created anxiety among many of the smaller countries in the region, so they welcome the United States' presence. At the same time, they don't want to get drawn into confrontations between the United States and China.
The U.S. must walk a fine line, says Johnson.
The balancing act, if you will, between trying to reassure allies and partners in Southeast Asia in particular, but all throughout Asia, that the U.S. is there, is responsive to its military alliance commitments with regard to growing Chinese activism in the region, but not make it look to the Chinese as if it's a containment strategy to try to damage China's interests in the region.
The U.S. has committed to helping Southeast Asian nations build up their maritime capabilities and called on China to halt reclamation, new construction, and militarization of disputed areas in the South China Sea. Cybersecurity will also continue to be a source of friction between the global powers, says Johnson. The U.S. believes China is linked to a rise in the number of cyber espionage cases against the government and businesses. Beijing denies that.
I think we'll see more political pressure on the administration to move towards sanctioning Chinese beneficiaries of cyber-enabled espionage, and when that happens, the Chinese are likely to retaliate.
After a trip to Southeast Asia in November, Obama said the U.S. is poised to deepen ties even further, with leaders from the region set to visit the White House in 2016. Mary Alice Salinas, VOA News, the White House.